If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Question: which of the following represent valid agent types within MSMP workflow configuration? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 BRF plus rule. Option 2 PFCG roles. Option 3 BRF plus flat rule. Option 4 GRC API, Application Programming Interface, rules. Question: SAP governance, risk, and compliance solutions are organized along four key themes. Which of the following are key themes? Note, there are three correct answers to this question. Option 1 Audit Management. Option 2 Cybersecurity and Data Protection. Option 3 Business Integrity Screening. Option 4 Access Governance. Option 5 Enterprise Risk and Compliance. Question: you are implementing Access Request Management. Which integration scenarios should you assign to the target connector? Choose the correct answer. Option 1 PROV. Option 2 PROV, off. Option 3 PROV, wrong. Option 4 PROV, wrong, sub, off. Question: which of the following reviewer options does user access review support? Choose the correct answer. Option 1 Manager or Risk Owner. Option 2 Manager or Role Owner. Option 3 Manager and Role Owner. Option 4 Manager and Risk Owner. Question: which of the following SAP functionalities can you use to calculate rule results when configuring MSMP workflow? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 ABAP function module. Option 2 BRF plus. Option 3 standard SAP report. Option 4 direct operating system call. Question: you want to use Access Request Management to provision access in a target system. Which of the following actions are required before access can be provisioned using an access request? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 Maintain system provisioning configuration. Option 2 Import role definitions in business role management. Option 3 Maintain custom end-user personalization settings. Option 4 Maintain global provisioning configuration. Question: you want approver authentication when approving an access request. Which MSMP workflow stage configuration option can you use? Choose the correct answer. Option 1 Reaffirm approval. Option 2 Approve by email. Option 3 Approve despite risk. Option 4 Confirm approval. Question: you wish to synchronize data from transactions SO24 in the SAP S/4HANA production system into SAP Access Control for use in building a rule set. What is the correct synchronization job schedule for completing this task? Choose the correct answer. Option 1 Authorization sync. Option 2 It is not possible to synchronize SO24 data from a production system. Option 3 Repository object sync followed by an action usage sync. Option 4 Action usage sync followed by role usage sync. Question: you want to create an initiator rule in BRF Plus for the standard access request. Which structures provide the attributes that you can use to define your rule? Note, there are two correct answers to this question. Option 1 GRAC_access_request_APPL_mapping. Option 2 GRAC_DT_request_field_labels. Option 3 GRAC_S_request_rule_header. Option 4 GRAC_S_request_rule_line. Question: It is mandatory for a firefighter ID to be assigned to which of the following? Choose the correct answer. Option 1 Firefighter ID Controller. Option 2 Firefighter ID Owner and Firefighter ID Controller. Option 3 Firefighter. Option 4 Firefighter ID Owner. Question: Which combination of rule kind and rule type determines the path upon submission of a request? Option 1 Agent Rule BRF plus flat. Option 2 Routing Rule BRF plus. Option 3 Initiator Rule BRF plus. Option 4 Agent Rule ABAP class based. Question: Which transaction do you use to monitor background jobs in Access Control Repository Synchronization? Option 1 Schedule Background Jobs, SM36. Option 2 Test Background Processing, SBTA. Option 3 Batch Input Monitoring, SM35. Option 4 Overview of Job Selection, SM37. Question: Which type of user account does an emergency access user need to log on to a firefighter session using transaction? GRAC_SPM. Option 1A User account in the User Management Engine, UME. Option 2A User account in the Access Control System. Option 3A User account in the LDAP system. Option 4A User account in the Target system. Question: Which of the following IMG activities are common component settings shared across GRC? Choose 3. Option 1 Maintain plugin settings. Option 2 Maintain connection settings. Option 3 Maintain mapping for actions and connector groups. Option 4 Define a connector. Option 5 Assign a connector to a connector group. Question: What does assigning the logical group, SOD type to a connector group allow you to do? Option 1 Run a cross-system analysis. Option 2 Use the connector group for transports to the target system. Option 3 Monitor the target system. Option 4 Use the connector group as a business role management landscape. Question: Your customer wants to adapt their rule set to include custom programs from their SAP ERP production system. How do you ensure that the custom programs can be maintained properly in the rule set? Choose 3. Option 1 Maintain all relevant authorization objects and the associated default field values in transactions SO24 in the GRC system. Option 2 Synchronize SO24 data for use in access control function maintenance using transaction GRAC_auth_sync. Option 3 Synchronize SO24 data for use in access control function maintenance using transaction GRAC_rep_obj_sync. Option 4 Maintain all relevant authorization objects and the associated default field values in transactions SO24 in the SAP ERP system. Option 5 Create a custom transaction code for each customer program using transaction SE93 in the SAP ERP system. Question: Which auto-provisioning options are available in the global provisioning configuration? Choose 3. Option 1 Manual provisioning. Option 2 Indirect provisioning. Option 3 Auto-provision at end of request. Option 4 No provisioning. Option 5 Combined provisioning. Question: which tasks must you perform to enable a user to begin a central firefighter session? Choose 3. Option 1 Create a user ID for the firefighter in the target system. Option 2 Assign an owner to the firefighter. Option 3 Maintain firefighter ID owners in access control owners. Option 4 Maintain reason codes in super user maintenance. Option 5 Assign a controller and a firefighter to a firefighter ID. Question: what data is synchronized when you run the grac_repository_object_sync report? Choose 3. Option 1 Profiles. Option 2 Roles. Option 3 Role usage. Option 4 PFCG authorizations. Option 5 Users. Question: you create a BRF plus initiator rule for the access request approval workflow. Which standard request attribute that is listed as a header data object, as well as a line item data object, can you insert into a condition column? Option 1 Location. Option 2 Business process. Option 3 Department. Option 4 D. Priority. Question: which access control master data is shared with process control and risk management? Option 1 Access risk master data. Option 2 Organizational master data. Option 3 Business process master data. Option 4 Sub-process master data. Question: which of the following objects can you maintain in the maintain paths work area of MSMP workflow configuration? Choose 3. Option 1 Paths. Option 2 Path versions. Option 3 Rules for path mappings. Option 4 Stage notification settings. Option 5 Stages. Question: for what purpose can you use the display revo screen setting in MSMP stage details? Option 1 To view the rule result. Option 2 To view the stage configuration. Option 3 To view the initiator rule. Option 4 To view the access request. Question: how do you enable the access control audit trail function for access rules? Option 1 Activate the relevant configuration parameter using the Customizing Edit Project, SPRO, transaction. Option 2 Activate the table logging parameter using the Profile Parameter Maintenance, RZ11, transaction. Option 3 Activate table logging using the Table History, SEU3, transaction. Option 4 Activate the Security Audit Log using the Security Audit Configuration, SM19, transaction. Question: which process steps should you perform when you define a workflow-related MSMP rule? Choose 2. Option 1 Save a bottom expression. Option 2 Select a result data object. Option 3 Select result parameters. Option 4 Save condition parameters. Question: which transaction can you use to customize notification templates? Option 1 Change Documentation, SII1. Option 2 SAP Documentation, SE61. Option 3 Message Maintenance, SE91. Option 4 Documentation Message Types, WE64. Question: what is the purpose of a mitigating control? Option 1 to control the access that is allowed to be assigned to a role. Option 2 to determine which users are allowed to access the system. Option 3 to assign a compensating control to a risk. Option 4 to limit the access that is allowed to be assigned to a user. Question: which of the following tasks must you perform if you want to enable a user to log on to a firefighter ID? Option 1 Schedule the firefighter workflow sync job periodically. Option 2 Run the firefighter log sync job. Option 3 Set up the firefighter log configuration parameters. Option 4 Create a reason code. Question: which of the following is a feature of centralized emergency access management? Option 1 Reason codes are defined once and assigned per system. Option 2 The firefighter is required to log on to each target system to perform firefighter activities. Option 3 The firefighter IDs are created centrally in access control. Option 4 Administration, reporting, and firefighter logon are performed on target systems. Question: which periodic review process allows a role owner to remove roles from the users? Option 1 UAR review. Option 2 SOD review. Option 3 firefighter log review. Option 4 role certification review. Question: you want to assign an owner when creating a mitigating control. However, you cannot find the user you want to assign as an owner in the list of available users. What could be the reason? Option 1 The user is already assigned as an owner to another mitigating control. Option 2 The workflow for creating a mitigating control has not yet been approved. Option 3 The user is locked. Option 4 The user has not been assigned as an owner in the organizational hierarchy. Question: which report types require the execution of batch risk analysis? Choose 2. Option 1 Ad hoc risk analysis reports. Option 2 Offline risk analysis reports. Option 3 User level simulation reports. Option 4 Access rules detail reports. Option 5 User and role analysis dashboards. Question: where can you define a mitigating control? Choose 3. Option 1 in the mitigating controls workset in access control. Option 2 in the rule setup in access control. Option 3 in the access control risk analysis result screen. Option 4 in the central process hierarchy in process control. Option 5 in the activity setup in risk management. Question: you have created a new end user personalization, EUP, form. Where can you make use of this EUP form? Choose 2. Option 1 in a stage configuration of a workflow. Option 2 in an organizational assignment request. Option 3 in a template-based request. Option 4 in a model user request. Question: Your customer has created a custom transaction code ZFB10N by copying transaction FB10 and implementing a user exit. How can you incorporate the customer enhancement into the global rule set so that it will be available for risk analysis? Option 1. Update security permissions in all relevant authorization objects, maintain the custom program name in all relevant functions, and generate the access rules. Option 2. Update all relevant functions with ZFB10N, maintain the permission values for all relevant authorization objects, and generate the access rules. Option 3. Update all relevant functions with ZFB10N, maintain the permission values in the relevant access risk, and generate the global rule set. Option 4. Update the relevant access risk with ZFB10N, maintain access rules in all relevant functions, and generate the global rule set. Question: what is the purpose of role mining? Option 1. To consolidate roles by taking actions after running comparisons. Option 2. To compare authorizations by merging roles during the back-end synchronization. Option 3. To consolidate authorizations by merging roles in one step. Option 4. To compare roles by running back-end synchronizations. Question: which of the following attributes are mandatory when creating business role definition details in business role management? Choose 3. Option 1. Functional area. Option 2. Company. Option 3. Landscape. Option 4. Project release. Option 5. Application type. Question: what information is available in the audit trail log for access rules? Choose 2. Option 1. Which terminal ID the change was made from. Option 2. When the change was made. Option 3. Who made the change. Option 4. Who approved the change. Question: for which purpose can you use organizational value mapping? Option 1. To maintain derived roles with organizational units. Option 2. To group roles by organization. Option 3. To maintain composite roles with organizational units. Option 4. To group users by organization. Question: which reviewers can you select using the Access Control Configuration Parameter 2006, who are the reviewers, for User Access Review, UAR? Choose 2. Option 1. A. Manager. Option 2. Role Owner. Option 3. Risk Owner. Option 4. Security Lead. Option 5. Approver. Question: which of the following are rule types used in MSMP workflow? Choose 3. Option 1. Web Service Rule. Option 2. ABAP Class-Based Rule. Option 3. Function Module-Based Rule. Option 4. BRF Plus Rule. Option 5. ABAP User Exit-Based Rule. Question: how do you manually replicate initiators from a previous version of access control so they can be used in BRF Plus and a MSMP workflow? Option 1. Create multiple initiator rules and assign them to a process ID containing different DTOR path. Assignments. Option 2. Create an initiator rule and assign it to multiple process IDs. Option 3. Create multiple initiator rules and assign them to a process ID. Option 4. Create an initiator rule and assign it to a process ID. Question: for what purpose can you use the role status attribute in business role management? Option 1. To organize the authorization structure for your company. Option 2. To indicate that a role is relevant for a specific project. Option 3 to restrict the roles available for user access requests. Option 4 to define how essential a role might be for your company. Question: what does an agent rule determine? Option 1 the workflow initiator to be executed. Option 2 the workflow data routing to be executed. Option 3 the available variables to be used in notifications. Option 4 the approved/recipients for the workflow. Question: which indirect provisioning types are supported in user provisioning? Choose 3. Option 1 organization type. Option 2 job. Option 3 position. Option 4 holder. Option 5 user. Question: which of the following objects can you customize for MSMP workflows? Choose 2. Option 1 multiple initiator rule IDs for one process ID. Option 2 multiple paths for one process ID. Option 3 multiple agent IDs for one stage. Option 4 multiple notification templates for one process ID. Question: which of the following owner types must be assigned to a user to receive the notification that a log report has been generated as the result of a firefighter session? Option 1 mitigation approver. Option 2 firefighter ID owner. Option 3 firefighter ID controller. Option 4 firefighter role owner. Question: how are lines and columns linked in a BRF plus initiator decision table? Option 1 a column to a column through a logical OR. Option 2 a column to a line through a logical OR. Option 3 a column to a column through a logical N. Option 4 a line to a line through a logical N. Question: you have set up your firefighter IDs in the target system. Which of the following jobs do you have to run to synchronize these IDs and their role assignments with the access control system? Option 1 GRAC_SPM_workflow_sync. Option 2 GRAC_repository_object_sync. Option 3 GRAC_super_user_management_user. Option 4 GRAC_PFCG_authorization_sync. Question: what do you mitigate using access control? Option 1 roles. Option 2 users. Option 3 risks. Option 4 functions. Question: what information must you specify first when you copy a user access request? Option 1 user ID. Option 2 system ID. Option 3 role. Option 4 request number. Question: which integration scenarios are specific to access control? Choose 3. Option 1 provisioning, PROV. Option 2 risk management, RMGM. Option 3 super user privilege management, SUPM. Option 4 automatic monitoring, AM. Option 5 authorization management, AUTH. Question: you have identified some risks that need to be defined as cross-system risks. How do you configure your system to enable cross-system risk analysis? Option 1. Set the analysis scope of the function to cross-system. 2. Create cross-system type connectors. 3. Assign the corresponding connectors to the appropriate connector group. 4. Generate rules. Option 2. 1. Set the analysis scope of the risk to cross-system. 2. Create cross-system type connectors. 3. Assign the corresponding connectors to the appropriate connector group. 4. Generate rules. Option 3. 1. Set the analysis scope of the risk to cross-system. 2. Create a cross-system type connector group. 3. Assign the corresponding connectors to the connector group. 4. Generate rules. Option 4. 1. Set the analysis scope of the function to cross-system. 2. Create a cross-system type connector group. 3. Assign the corresponding connectors to the connector group. 4. Generate rules. Question: why would you generate a new MSMP workflow version? Option 1, to activate the stage configuration settings. Option 2, to deactivate parallel batch processing. Option 3, to delete the existing workflow configuration settings. Option 4, to change the process global settings. Question: you want to synchronize the access control repository with data from various clients. In which sequence do you execute the synchronization jobs? Option 1. 1. Repository object sync, profile, role, user. 2. PFCG authorization sync. 3. Action usage sync. 4. Role usage sync. Option 2. 1. PFCG authorization sync. 2. Action usage sync. 3. Role usage sync. 4. Repository object sync, profile, role, user. Option 3. 1. Repository object sync, profile, role, user. 2. Action usage sync. 3. PFCG authorization sync. 4. Role usage sync. Option 4. 1. PFCG authorization sync. 2. Repository object sync, profile, role, user. 3. Action usage sync. 4. Role usage sync. Question: which task is mandatory for the successful generation of a workflow? Option 1. Transport every generated workflow version. Option 2. Correct errors prior to activating the workflow. Option 3. Save the workflow version locally. Option 4. Perform a workflow version simulation. Question: who approves the review of the periodic segregation of duties? Option 1. Mitigation monitors. Option 2. Role owners. Option 3. Mitigation approvers. Option 4. Risk owners. Question: you have updated authorization data for your roles in the target system using PFCG. You now want to synchronize the authorization data in business role management without changing the existing role attributes. How do you accomplish this? Option 1. Use the role import template. Option 2. Use the role mass update function. Option 3. Use the role mining function. Option 4. Use the mass role generation function. Question: which of the following jobs do you have to schedule to collect firefighter session information? Option 1. GRAC_SPM_log_archiving. Option 2. GRAC_SPM_workflow_sync. Option 3. GRAC_SPM_log_sync_update. Option 4. GRAC_SPM_cleanup. Question: you define a background job using transaction SM36. Which of the following options are start conditions you can use to schedule the background job to run periodically? Choose. 2. Option 1. Step. Option 2. Class. Option 3. Date/time. Option 4. Immediate. Question: Which transaction do you use to access the general customizing activities for access control? Option 1 MSMP Workflow Configuration, grfnmw_configure. Option 2 Customizing Edit Project, SPRO. Option 3 Launchpad Customizing, LPD_CUST. Option 4 Call View Maintenance, SM30. Question: what is a mandatory prerequisite for creating business roles in business role management? Option 1 A condition group must be created. Option 2 A role methodology must exist. Option 3 A workflow approval must be configured. Option 4 A role naming convention must be defined. Question: your customer wants a manager to fulfill both MSMP workflow agent purposes. How do you configure this? Option 1 Maintain the manager agent twice, once for each purpose, using the same agent ID. Option 2 Maintain the manager agent once and assign both purposes to it without using an agent ID. Option 3 Maintain the manager agent twice, once for each purpose, using different agent IDs. Option 4 Maintain the manager agent once and assign both purposes to it using the same agent ID. Question: which of the following is a feature of centralized emergency access management? Option 1 Reason codes are defined once and assigned per system. Option 2 The firefighter is required to log on to each target system to perform firefighter activities. Option 3 The firefighter IDs are created centrally in access control. Option 4 Administration, reporting, and firefighter logon are performed on target systems. Question: you maintain rules in the BRF Plus framework. For which rule kind can you activate the end quote, return all matches found end quote, option for the decision table? Option 1 GRC API rule. Option 2 Agent rule. Option 3 Routing rule. Option 4 Initiator rule. Question: which objects must you activate when you create a BRF Plus routing rule? Choose 3. Option 1 Initiator flat rule. Option 2 Function. Option 3 Application. Option 4 Decision table. Option 5 Result column. Question: you want to update two authorizations that are shared across multiple roles. How do you accomplish this most efficiently? Option 1 Update each authorization in all roles in 2 mass role update sessions. Option 2 Update each authorization in one role in multiple mass role update sessions. Option 3 Update both authorizations in all roles in one mass role update session. Option 4 Update both authorizations in one role in multiple mass role update sessions. Question: you want to make risk analysis mandatory before an approver submits a request. How do you enable this in Access Control? Option 1 Activate end quote, exclude objects for batch risk analysis end quote, in the IMG. Option 2 Set end quote, show all objects in risk analysis end quote, parameter ID 1036, to yes. Option 3 Set end quote, enable risk analysis on form submission end quote, parameter ID 1071, to yes. Option 4 Activate the corresponding MSMP stage task setting. Question: how must you configure access control to include organizational value checks when performing a risk analysis? Choose 2. Option 1 Configure organization rules for each relevant function. Option 2 Update the functions that contain each relevant action by activating the fields for the required permissions and maintaining a value for each specific organization. Option 3 configure organization rules for each relevant risk. Option 4 configure organization level system parameters to incorporate all organization levels for each relevant risk. Question: you have maintained an end-user personalization (EUP) form and set a particular field as mandatory. Which additional field attribute settings are required? Choose 2. Option 1, the field attribute visible must be set to end quote, yes end quote. Option 2, a default value must be maintained for the field. Option 3, the field attribute editable must be set to end quote, yes end quote. Option 4, the field attribute visible must be set to end quote, no end quote. Option 5, the field attribute editable must be set to end quote, no end quote. Question: you want to maintain roles using business role management. How do you import the roles from the back-end system? Option 1, use in SAP Transport. Option 2, execute the role import background job directly in the back-end system. Option 3, use the standard import template. Option 4, execute the role repository sync program. Question: which configuration parameters determine the content of the log generated by the SPM log sync job? Choose 3. Option 1, enable risk change log, 1002. Option 2, enable authorization logging, 1100. Option 3, retrieve system log, 4004. Option 4, retrieve OS command log, 4006. Option 5, retrieve audit log, 4005. Question: which activity can you perform when you use the test and generate options in transaction MSMP rule generation / testing? grfnmw_dev_rules. Option 1, generate and activate a BRF plus flat rule for workflow related rules. Option 2, create a rule type for workflow related rules. Option 3, create an MSMP process ID for workflow related rules. Option 4, generate and activate function modules for workflow related rules. Question: how does SAP deliver updates to the standard rule set for access control? Option 1, as BC sets in a support package that must be activated in the target system by the system administrator. Option 2, as attachments in an SAP note that must be entered manually by the system administrator. Option 3, as XML files in an SAP note that need to be uploaded by the system administrator. Option 4, as BC sets in a support package that are automatically activated when the support package is deployed. Question: for which IMG object can you activate the password self-service, PSS, in access control? Option 1, logical system. Option 2, connector. Option 3, cross system. Option 4, condition group. Question: you are building a BRF plus flat rule decision table for use with role provisioning and you want your result set to be derived using the role line item data. You must therefore configure the results column value for the line _item_key field. Which field from the context query do you select to achieve this? Option 1, role_tip. Option 2, item. Option 3, criteria. Option 4, role_name. Question: which of the following role provisioning types does access control user provisioning support? Choose 3. Option 1, direct. Option 2, indirect. Option 3, auto provisioning at end of request. Option 4, no provisioning. Option 5 combined. Question: for which of the following scenarios would you activate the end-user logon function? Option 1: a user has no access to the access control system and needs to submit a request for access. Option 2: a user has been promoted to manager and needs to log on to the access control system to approve a pending request. Option 3: a user has successfully completed validation testing. Option 4: a user has signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Question: you need to create an access request workflow for a role assignment that will have 2 or 3 approval steps, depending on the role critically level. Which type of rule do you use? Option 1: BRF plus flat rule. Option 2: MSMP notification rule. Option 3: MSMP agent rule. Option 4: BRF plus rule. Question: you have activated the MSMP workflow business configuration, BC, sets delivered by SAP. However, your customer requires a 4-stage workflow for the access request process to include an approval by the system owner. How do you achieve this? Option 1: define a custom notification template and assign it to the corresponding BRF plus flat rule. Option 2: deactivate the standard BC set and create a custom BC set. Option 3: create an additional stage and define the appropriate agent rule. Option 4: use an existing agent rule and remove one stage. Question: how do you enable stage configuration changes to become effective after a workflow has been initiated? Option 1: activate the path reroute indicator. Option 2: activate the path override assignment type indicator. Option 3: activate the path revol new role, revaluation, indicator. Option 4: activate the runtime configuration changes OK indicator. Question: you have created an agent rule in BRF+. Which additional configurations do you have to perform to use this agent rule in a workflow? Choose 2. Option 1: define agents and their purposes. Option 2: maintain workflow route mappings. Option 3: link the rule to the appropriate process ID. Option 4: define notification variables. Question: you want to create a connector to an SAP ERP client. You must therefore define the technical parameters for the remote function call, RFC, destination. What does SAP recommend regarding the name of the RFC destination? Option 1: the RFC destination name must begin with the prefix GRC. Option 2: the RFC destination name must be the same as the logical system name. Option 3: the RFC destination name must include the installation number of the destination system. Option 4: the RFC destination name must include the IP address of the target destination. Question: what are business configuration, BC, sets for access control? Choose 2. Option 1: a collection of configuration settings designed to populate SAP tables with content. Option 2: a set of system parameter settings. Option 3: a collection of configuration settings designed to populate custom-defined tables with content. Option 4: a set of predefined customizing settings. Question: what must you define in order to analyze user access for a critical transaction? Option 1: a critical mitigation control. Option 2: a critical role. Option 3 A critical profile. Option 4 A critical access rule. Question: which prerequisites must be fulfilled if you want to create a technical role using business role management? Choose 2. Option 1 The role methodology must be defined. Option 2 Organizational level mapping must be created. Option 3 Role attributes such as business process and sub-process must be defined. Option 4 The workflow approval path and relevant approvers must be defined. Option 5 Access risk rules must be generated. Question: which of the following actions in business role management require a connection to a target system? Choose 3. Option 1 Generation. Option 2 Authorization maintenance, actions and permissions. Option 3 Risk analysis. Option 4 Approval. Option 5 Testing.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.